Good afternoon, everybody. We really need to start on the top of this video at 12:45 because we have a full-packed agenda today. So my name is Christian Schacht. I'm the product marketing manager for beautiful Microsoft Teams rooms. And I will introduce over the course of this session a few other people to the session as well. Really, and when we think, let me start for a second about devices all up and how we think as Microsoft about different spaces and different devices types that fit into those spaces and why are we doing those. So we really, from individual workspaces, which could be your personal office, in your company office, in your home office, or even if you're on the go. So really devices that fit your personal needs, that you carry with you maybe, or that you have persistent on your desk. And then to group workspaces, where you create stuff with people together, where you meet in a meeting, where you meet together in a meeting room and have collaborative sessions there as well, and a great meeting experience. And how fit that's now into different devices types. So we have an extensive program for great audio devices, peripherals, for your personal needs to have that great experience. And then we do a lot of investments in our mobile clients as well, into the Microsoft Teams mobile client on your iOS, on your Android, or on your PC. And then IP phones, really for workers that like to have an IP phone on their desk. We have own software for that as well with our great partners that deliver a great experience for those devices. When it then comes to the shared devices experience, we have our really own all-in-one collaboration devices with the Surface Hub. And then as well the Microsoft Teams room systems, which we will concentrate more about in this session today. And why are we doing this? So really to have a great Teams experience across all those devices and give your users, in special when it comes to rooms, a really inclusive meeting experience. So most of the investments that we are doing in Teams rooms are focused on to make the meeting experience even better for the people that cannot be in the room. If we put really good microphones into a room, cameras, or our content camera feature, it improves the meeting experience for the remote attendees so that they feel engaged when they cannot be physically in the same room. And then, as I said, with certified hardware, with our great partners, we make really sure that this is all consistent and you always have a great experience in that space. A big thing that we always have in mind is always that the devices are always ready, so that I can come into the meeting room and with one touch, I join my meeting. I get straight into the meeting. When I started back in IT many, many years ago, we had pretty much one video-enabled room in an office for 200 people. There was only one, right? So what was my job at that time? I had to go into that meeting room an hour before the meeting starts to make sure that the technology works. So I was on the phone with my colleague in a different location just to make sure that that room works, right? Today at Microsoft, our meetings are back to back to back. Most of our meetings end with, oh, we got kicked out of the room because the next person needs to get already in. So we need to provide this technology, and it's only possible one click, and you're in the meeting and you get it started. In addition to the Teams room, we introduced on Monday a new category of devices as well from our partner, Poly and the Airlink, for even to enable more screens where you can just take a touch screen for a smaller huddle room, you put those devices on top and make it as well a video conferencing endpoint for your meetings. If you haven't seen them, come down to our booth to check them out or to our partners to play with the devices because seeing is believing. With that, that's all I have to say. I'm just the marketing guy, and I think it's time that you hear it also from our customers, how our customers deploy our products. So I'd like to introduce, I already got caught. So with that, I hand it over to James from our great customer Footlooker, and that's the reason why I'm wearing this shirt today.
Thanks, Christian. Thank you for wearing the Foot Locker striper for us. All right. A little bit about our company, if you're not familiar with Foot Locker. We're an $8 billion company across all these brands. We have a presence in 27 countries, 3,200 stores, and about 40,000 plus associates globally. Before I get into our experience with MTR, I want to talk a little bit about our digital workplace strategy. And really, these are just themes that I think no one should be surprised with across the industry, but we're making investments in all these spaces as our goal is to provide a frictionless experience for our end users that drives productivity and empowers them to do more with the tools, technologies, and processes that we give them. And these areas are helping to enable that goal. So if we think about things like simplification, we're taking complexity out of our environment, we're taking policies out of our environment, making a much simpler configuration or setting up for devices. We're providing our employees with modern devices. We're giving them device of choice because those are delighters that make them happier employees when they come on board. And we're, of course, enabling them with productivity tools like Microsoft Teams Room that's gonna give them the ability to collaborate better with their internal employees. So the past state for collaboration at Foot Locker was a little bit bleak. Our collaboration was primarily done via audio conferencing, no integration into our productivity stack at all, and a very disparate experience across our conference rooms. We had rooms that had TVs and phones, we had rooms that had nothing, and then we had some rooms that were a little bit more executive-based that we had made some investments into. Any video collaboration that we did have was mostly white glove service through a third-party tool. So when we started rolling out Office 365 in 2018 and 2017, and we came across MTR, it was pretty obvious for us with the success that we had with Teams that we're gonna want to probably integrate this into our conference rooms. So for us, the self-service one-touch experience has just been fantastic for our end users. The collaboration and productivity there is integrated. It's a native experience for Teams, and from an end user perspective, it's very familiar because if you're using Teams, it's very, very seamless and easy, and when they see the experience, it looks very familiar as well. From a content share perspective, one of the things that we're looking at is actually stripping out HDMI and VGA cords out of conference rooms, because what happens is when you start putting these units in your rooms, you can get into the conference room, bring your laptop, join the meeting, and you don't need to connect via HDMI or any kind of dongles or anything like that. You can just wirelessly cast your screen. And with some of the proximity updates that are going to be coming, I think it's going to be really interesting as people walk into a room, they're going to be able to very easily share their screen wirelessly. So this has been a big win for us. And then flexibility from a hardware perspective too, because if you're familiar with MTR, that's just the platform. The hardware is all third party, and you can pick and choose what type of MTR unit you use, what type of camera, speakers, microphone, all of that's customizable. And so it gives you the ability to flex your fiscal spend, and you can determine what your standards are based on what works for your company. So current state for us on our journey is, we've got about 5,000 people, knowledge workers that are using Teams today. We are 100% all in. We've sunset Skype. We've sunset our previous persistent chat tools that we were using across our company, and everybody's using Teams. We pump out about 12,000 meetings a month, 3 million messages through Teams. So we're heavily using the platform at this point, and we've identified about 150 rooms that make sense for MTR. Just like all of you guys, we have phone booth type rooms, and we have small, medium, large, extra large type rooms. And for us, about 150 rooms make sense in that small, medium, large category where there's a good type of technology from an MTR perspective that fits into those rooms. We're Azure AD joining these units. We're Intune managing them because we think that makes the most sense. You're able to apply policies. You're able to set them up. And then the one thing I'll say about Teams rooms and Surface Hub is, we've made some investments in Surface Hub. We've bought a few Surface Hub 2S's. We've dropped them in conference rooms. And we've been on this learning path where we're trying to figure out what makes the most sense. Putting the Surface Hub in there, putting a Teams room, and what we found is that the Surface Hub is actually more of a complement to MTR than a replacement. We've dropped them in some rooms, and it's a little bit awkward from the experience of having to walk up to the unit and mute and get back, and then walk back up and do some collaboration work on it. The Surface Hub is really made for standing in front of the unit, at least for our end users. And so from an MTR perspective, I think the Surface Hub for us has just been more of a complement. So some successes and some challenges for us. As I already mentioned, the user experience has been fantastic for us. So, as we're going around and doing organizational change management, we're doing trainings, of course, on how to use this for our employees. And we've even had employees that are like, this is so easy, a second grader can do it. Why are you even wasting my time, right? So it's that kind of user experience where the UI is very easy to use, very simple to book the room, very easy to share content. For us, we've found MTR to be collaboration first. So our third-party solution prior was really video first. It was mostly just for video conferencing. And if you think of a theoretical car, I think collaboration is probably in the driver's seat and video is probably in the passenger seat, but they're both in the front of the car. And so I think video and collaboration has been, doing these both together as first-class citizens has been really important for us. Minimal install and setup, at least for us from a hardware perspective, it's pretty easy. You mount the unit underneath the conference table. So it's very quick. and then a lower fiscal entry point, because you can determine, at least for us, we can determine how we want these rooms to be positioned from a hardware perspective. So if you want to spend $50 on a webcam, that'll work. If you want to spend $5,000 on a camera system, that'll also work. So you can flex the spend based on how you want to position your rooms, which has been successful for us. And then lastly, as I've already mentioned, the end user satisfaction has been outstanding. The little anecdote that I'll tell you is we actually had somebody call our IT help desk and say thank you for deploying Teams, thank you for deploying Teams meeting rooms, which I've never seen in my career. That's just very gratifying to kind of show that the experience is being well taken. From a challenges perspective, like anything else, there's certainly things to learn. Enrolling these devices, there's definitely a little bit of complexity there. So it's there is no autopilot, Internet of Things, simple experience there quite yet. So to enroll these devices in Intune, there's a little bit of configuration that's required from an IT perspective. There's a management learning curve too, because these MTR devices are essentially Windows 10 devices, they need to be managed as such. And so you have to deal with things like patching and firmware on all the accessories that are connected. The device needs to be restarted once in a while. You're going to want to look at analytics to make sure that it's successful if you really care about the service. So it's just a little bit of a learning curve for our teams to figure out how do we support this in the best way and make sure that it's successful. And then third-party meeting integration. While Foot Locker is all in on Teams, some of the vendors that we work with are not. And so, for example, somebody sends us a meeting from a different company and they're using WebEx or something like that. There's no integration today between Teams and WebEx, and so we either have to join their meeting or they have to join ours. Extra large room setups, so just actually rooms like this. We're still figuring out what our standards are for rooms of this size, where you've got 500 plus, 1,000 plus people. Our culture is to really get everybody into conference rooms when our CEO is speaking and interact with him. And so we're trying to figure out, if we get people in larger rooms like this, what's the best way to let them interact from a speaking perspective, from a viewing perspective, video on the audience, things like that. And we found it to be a little bit limited at this point. And then lastly, Teams live events, which kind of ties into what I just mentioned around CEO broadcasts. Teams live events, what we found is that they don't integrate well with MTR. There's a little bit of integration if you're a broadcaster, but it's not great. So if you're doing live events, MTR, you kind of have to decide, is my meeting going to have under 250 people today? Okay, then I should probably use a Teams meeting. And if I need over that, then I'm probably going to need to use a live event, but I can't use MTR for that. So just something to keep in mind that we found. Lastly, from a future state perspective, we intend to have 100% of our conference rooms on MTR by around 2021. And we hope to have extra large meeting room standards set up next year or in the next 6 months, like I mentioned. We hope to have live events replace our legacy video conferencing platform. And the intention, of course, is to have all of our collaboration put into Microsoft Teams with proactive health monitoring on these units, so we can run this in a way that's very automated and very managed. Last slide will just show some pictures of our conference rooms. These are all around the world, but the one thing that you'll notice is the experience is consistent. I mean, if you look at the screens from an end user perspective, walking into these rooms, whether they're in our Amsterdam, Vienna office, whether they're in New York City, whether they're in our Milwaukee office, the experience is the same. There's a touch screen on the actual table, very easy to use. They can book the unit, they can walk in and use it, and then of course from a screen perspective, it's just very similar look and feel and seamless for the end user. That's all I have for today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, James. I promised I was not the guy that called your IT department, but I will thank you for deploying Teams, and thank you for deploying Teams rooms as well. My name is Greg Barabalt. I lead our engineering team for what we call our shared devices platform, which includes our Teams room, the CVI service, and Surface Hub. And I'm going to spend the day today, the afternoon, going through what our platform is capable of, what our rooms are doing, some exciting announcements that we made earlier this week, and I will show you the very first demo of one of those announcements as well that I'm really excited to do. So let's get to it. As I'm sure you picked up in both Christian and James's discussion, ease of use is paramount for these rooms. People walk into a conference room, they don't want to learn a new thing. They don't want to have to figure out how to start a meeting. So when we started the journey with the product initially, back when we called it Skype Room Systems, about 3 years ago, our focus was squarely on ease of use and fast meeting join. One-touch join to bring meeting start time, at least at Microsoft, from about 8.5 to 9 minutes of people fumbling with cables and trying to figure out how to get the TV on, to second. Now, 1 second start is what we were trying to achieve. That was our goal. And I think we've achieved that from a one-touch join. When you invite the room, you come in and hit join, the meeting is going. We're expanding that capability to make every type of meeting easy to join as well, and make things like collaboration in the room easy to do as well, which speaks to our inclusivity point. Very important for Teams meetings is to be super inclusive of both people in the room that have unique needs, but also for the people that are remote, that they feel like they have an equal seat at the table, that they can participate in the meeting, they can understand what's going on, their voice can be heard, and they can hear effectively and see what's happening in the room, so they all feel equal and able to contribute. We also started a much bigger focus with both our own software, but with all of our partners, to create rooms that are very highly scalable. So we wanted to take this technology that was easy to use and inclusive and make it available to everyone in every room. We like to say every space deserves a Microsoft Teams meeting room. And to do that, we have to work with many partners and provide many types of equipment that allow you to pick and choose what's appropriate for each type of room. At Microsoft right now, we have about 4,500 rooms deployed, and we're scaling that to 7,500 rooms throughout the course of next year. You may have seen pictures of our new campus, which at the moment is a gigantic hole in the ground. As that construction begins, we're actually going to be deploying many more rooms in that space, again, of multiple shapes and sizes and multiple needs. So we're really looking forward to working with that team as well to scale this even beyond the 7,500 rooms. And lastly, making sure these rooms are ready for every user in any space, and that for IT, they're able to monitor, manage, deploy effectively and inexpensively, has become a bigger focus. So over the last year especially, the kind of pain that our customers have been telling us about with keeping devices up to date, keeping firmware up to date, just knowing when something happens in a room. They are devices that exist on a table in a shared space, and people sometimes do bad things. People unplug cables that they're not supposed to, and hardware does fail. So we want to make sure that IT is aware of that, able to deploy somebody quickly to the room, repair anything that's gone wrong, and make sure the meeting is available, or the device is available for the next meeting. So throughout the rest of my time today, I hope you'll hear these 4 points really kind of percolate. So at the moment, we have 5 different partners that are making the MTR console and compute systems. Some of these have been in market for some time. Some are very new. So I tried to highlight the ones that were in this sort of around 6 months old or so, or newer. And what you'll see here again is different types of capabilities within the compute and console itself. Everything from the upper right corner, we have the Lenovo and HP device, and the Crestron that's marked as new. Those 3 have audio built right in the device. So you can put that on the table. It's got a speaker and a microphone built in. Add a camera in your screen, and that's all you need to do. The other systems, the Crestron in the far upper left, the TSW screen, Logitech Tap, and the Yealink device, these have compute that's installed somewhere else in the room. Could be anywhere in the room, under the table, behind the display, in an equipment rack. And really, it's based on how you choose to wire the different audio and video peripherals that may determine which device is most appropriate for that space. Console sizes range now everywhere from 7-inch up to about 12-inch. So again, based on the size of the table and the amount of space that you want to dedicate for the interaction of the console, there's a device to choose. There's also a very broad set of peripherals that can be chosen to make that room have a fantastic audio and video experience. This is just a small sampling. The link at the top, aka.ms/teamsdevices, will take you to our catalog, full portfolio of all of our available hardware. But I wanted to try to convey here the sense of scale. So again, upper left corner, we start with Logitech Brio. There's actually one right here. Probably not the most appropriate one for a 1,500-person conference room, but it's going to make do for today. Our newest camera is the Panacast. That camera has a 180-degree field of view, so very nice for a front of room in a small space where you can really capture everything that's happening. Now, if you go all the way to the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the Eagle Eye Director camera. This is an example of an intelligent camera that actually addresses this inclusion point so that the folks on the far end are seeing a really cinematic experience for the meeting. The camera is able to pan around. There's a microphone to detect the active speaker, and one camera will zoom in and stream that into the meeting while the other camera looks for the next person that's speaking. So the remote viewer always has a really crystal clear view of the currently active speaker in the conference room. It's a really beautiful experience. We actually have that deployed in the Microsoft boardroom in Satya's room. Great camera. And then everything in between. So one of our newest announcements was the certification of both ceiling tile and DSP combinations. So here I'm showing the Sennheiser tile combined with a Biamp Tesla Forte DSP that you can use in a very, very large space, and they can be combined together, but they're also fantastic alone. So again, Microsoft Boardroom has this device, very large room, one microphone in the ceiling. And a little anecdote I like to tell about that room, when we first commissioned the room, we had people walk in and stand in the corners facing the wall and whisper numbers, and we had people remotely telling us what the numbers were that they heard from one ceiling tile microphone, which was incredible. You can't have private conversations, though, in these rooms. They have, Sennheiser actually has an awesome display where you can go and actually hear how this behaves in a booth down in the right across from the hub. So that's a sampling. Again, go to our website there to get a full set of all of our available devices. I'm not going to go through this line by line, but I wanted to give you a sense of, really, we did not slow down after launching this device on Teams. So after we realigned the product to be Microsoft Teams Rooms from what was formerly Skype Room Systems, we really put our foot on the gas and added a ton of new innovations into the space. So right now our devices support the join of both meeting types. You can join a Skype for Business meeting, or you can join a Teams meeting. Devices are always configured to run both side by side. Like I said, we first really focused on this one-touch join experience. But one thing that we found with meeting join was that the rooms were not always invited to the meeting. In fact, many of the rooms that we have now at Microsoft, you cannot schedule for a meeting. They're smaller focus rooms, and they don't want people booking the room for the day and then not showing up. So the rooms are dedicated for ad hoc meetings. With an ad hoc meeting, you cannot do one-touch join. There's no calendar. There's nothing to click on. So for that, we created what we call proximity join. And I'll show you a screen of what that looks like. But effectively, we'll use a Bluetooth beacon in the room system. And when I walk in with my phone, my tablet, my laptop, and I click join, the device tells me that I'm in a conference room. And by just clicking, it will call that room and bring it into the meeting. Now, today, that requires me to actually answer the room system. So it's going to ring, and I'll click answer to get it into the meeting. We're working on a feature right now that will actually ship in December that we call auto answer, that as long as we can prove that you are in proximity, and we trust that you are who you say you are, we'll allow that device to just automatically answer. You don't have to click anything else. So on your laptop, you click join, and the room is now in your meeting. When you end, the room will leave the meeting. So that's another nice new advance. We've had many rooms at Microsoft where people walk out of the room and forget to hang up, and it runs all night. So question is, will it be supported by all the devices, or will it be just one? So essentially, all of our features are supported by all of our room systems. So it's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up. So that is one of our promises, that we do not want people to learn new things in different rooms and have to figure out each room. So one piece of software runs on every room system, and all of our certified partners make sure that all of these new capabilities can come to light. A couple other things to focus on. I'm actually going to show some screens of these. This is what I described as bring your own meeting. So right from my personal device, I just click join. Room will soon auto-answer and join into that meeting. We've recently expanded our capabilities from beyond just communicating in the room, but to add real collaboration in the room. So on the left, you'll see the Microsoft Whiteboard application, which just went general availability this week. If anyone includes a Microsoft Whiteboard meeting or a session into their meeting, every room system will display that whiteboard on the front of room screen. That's great. Works today in every MTR room. If that MTR room also adds a touch screen, it becomes an ink surface. So now, in the conference room, anyone can walk up to the digital screen and annotate or contribute right on the digital whiteboard. But we know that it's going to take some time for all conference rooms to get a dedicated touch front of room display. So in the meantime, we've created what we call the content capture camera. Internally, we like to call this the magic whiteboard. So this is adding an inexpensive camera connected over USB to any room. And today, this is any room system that is not based on Surface Pro, but in December, we'll release an update that will include those as well. So it is essentially every room system we've ever made. You can add an inexpensive content camera to it and get an incredible inclusive experience where we bring that analog whiteboard into the meeting. So this is a screen to show what a Microsoft digital whiteboard might look like in a meeting. And then a quick video of how this magic whiteboard or content camera works. So this was shown in Satya's keynote. I'm sure everybody in the room has seen this by now. We love to show this video off. But you'll see it brightens the whiteboard, it straightens and aligns the square, pops out the ink, and it even makes the person drawing appear invisible. One thing that we're adding right now that we'll get early next year is the ability to save that snapshot. So at any time, anyone in the meeting, on their laptop, their phone, or right in the room, will click a button. Even if somebody is standing in front of the whiteboard, we'll remove them completely and just give you a picture of what the ink that's on the board. So is it a special camera? There are a few certified cameras that are listed on the website. Yep. With one click, you'll also be able to convert that into digital ink using the Microsoft Whiteboard. So now, the folks in the room can add something on an ink whiteboard on the side of room. The remote folks will be able to contribute to that in the digital world after it's converted and brought over into the Microsoft Whiteboard application. If any of you have ideas about how we can get that ink back on the analog board in the room, please come talk to me after the session. We've not figured that out. We also want our devices to be kind of personalized. We want them to feel like they're part of the space they're in. So I'm using Foot Locker as our example here, but Foot Locker's built some beautiful front of room themes, and now all of our customers can do that. We'll bring back the ability to brand the console. That we've taken away because we used to do it as a full screen. It kind of cluttered the console. We want that to be a little cleaner. But we will allow you to bring a logo back onto that console soon. But this is available for single front of room and dual front of room systems. And really, I think, makes the conference rooms look great. Last feature that we have in the product today before I get to demos is a control extension where our partners can actually build an application. This is showing a Crestron device with a Crestron room extension that can control other systems in the room. So many of our multi-purpose rooms, the very large rooms that we have at Microsoft, use this capability to control if the room is divided in half or if it's kind of both rooms are connected together. It will automatically connect both projectors to the same stream. It'll feed one or both of the cameras into the meeting. So you can really create a rich automation control using that feature. The one I'm showing here is actually in our own VP's room, where right from his touchscreen console, he can lower the blinds, change the lighting, and really set the right environment for the type of meeting that we're having. So if it's playing back a video with one click, we bring all the blinds down, lower the lights, and show the video, which is really cool. So I want to talk about 3 things that we're doing that I think actually James highlighted a few of these already, of things that we're hearing from customers right now we could do a better job on. And I'm going to start with one that we announced earlier in the week, which is the ability to join third-party meetings. So as the world has evolved, thanks, this is the exciting one. I've been looking forward to this part all week long. As we've moved to dedicated, purpose-built systems, and the whole world has done this, they've become kind of dedicated to one meeting service. And as a result, when the protocols, the SIP protocols and things have been removed, we ended up with devices that are single purpose, right? They join one type of meeting only. And as soon as we did, and they started getting deployed, and not just from us, but from our competitors as well, this became a problem. So we started thinking about how we might solve this, and recognized that along with these Windows 10-based systems that can run our app, they're also capable of running WebRTC technologies. So why not leverage that to join third-party meetings? So what I'm actually going to show you right now, I have a room system up here. This is one of our special 1,500-person room systems. And on the console, I've got what you basically see on the screen here. So I have 3 join buttons, one for a Teams meeting, one for a Cisco meeting, and one for a Zoom meeting. And I am going to show you, for the very first time outside of our own office, use my mic down here, I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Zoom button. And I am now joining into a Zoom meeting, and we've got Simon from Zoom.
Hey Greg, thanks for joining my meeting.
How's it going, Simon?
Good, thank you. So I see you've got a few folks in the room there. I think I see a few familiar faces. Maybe we should skip introductions though.
Want to go around the room quick? Great. So you look great. So I've got you up on the front of room screen. I can see him as well here on my console, but I can turn that off. And now I'm just going to show, basically a placeholder for that meeting. And you get him full screen. So they're seeing you full screen with your background replacement on, and everything looks great.
Hey everybody, good to see you. We're really excited to be working with your team, Greg. It's a huge step forward, I think, for each of our customers.
Well, thank you very much. We're going to jump out now, but I appreciate you taking the time. Thanks,
Great.
Simon.
Thank you, Greg. Bye.
All right, should we push our luck? All right, here we go. Let's start up our Cisco meeting. Again, similar experience, so you'll see on the front of room screen, which is what you're seeing, Cisco's web experience. I see that here as well on my console. And in a moment. Hey, Michael, can you hear us? Well, we're in the meeting. It doesn't look like Michael's in the meeting. Maybe we should have rehearsed this. All right, well, we tried. So, that is a web-based join for a WebEx meeting. So there we've got both of our, I'm going to go ahead and end that one. Should we just try again? Let's try one more time. So this capability is obviously functioning now. We're using this a little bit on campus, and we'll be launching this together with these partners early next year. This took some really careful work with both Cisco and Zoom to make this real, so I really appreciate and thank them for working with us. They've also announced similar capabilities coming to their platforms where we're making the Teams meeting experience available to them. So this is really I think a big step forward for all of our customers, and I think a great proof point that although we compete in many ways, we have to put our customer needs first, and we're all agreeing to do that, and to me this is a really exciting advancement. So So let's go back. So again, coming early next year, today we'll support Cisco and Zoom, but the framework that we built for this will actually allow us to scale this beyond those two partners. So we will bring more partners in as well, more services in. The way this will work is still fulfilling that goal of easy one-touch join. So you saw all I had to do was hit join on the console and we were able to join those meetings. We'll do that by parsing the meeting invitation so that if I were to receive a Zoom invitation, say from a customer or partner, I forward it to any conference room. It shows up as a tile that's branded with their own experience, click join, and I jump into that meeting. That does require some work. So we have an agreement with Cisco and Zoom today that if we change URL, if they change URL format, we're going to let each other know, make sure we can keep the code up to date, and make sure that this experience always works. It's super reliable. So really exciting advance. So let's talk about management. So one of the challenges that many customers have as they move out of that proof of concept phase and begin to scale way up in their room deployments is how the rooms get managed. How do we watch what's happening? How do we know that all of our rooms are healthy? And so to solve for that, we're actually going to deeply integrate into the Teams Admin Center a new node for managing shared spaces. This will come to market for our TAP customers and as a preview late this calendar year, so in December. And then we'll continue to expand the capabilities throughout the year next year. This, to be clear, comes to every single customer using Teams Rooms. So this is free. This becomes part of the Teams admin suite. And from it, you can see an inventory, like I'm showing here, of all of the rooms that you have deployed, listed by conference room. So we don't worry about the machine name, or it's not a device management story or inventory per se. It's about managing the room itself. So it'll list all the rooms, the devices that are in that room, and show you easy to read on the right-hand column here, easy to read indicator of the health of that room. So you'll know if the room's online or if it's having some sort of issue or if there's just something that needs attention. Maybe its firmware is just out of date. It's not urgent, but it needs some attention. It'll also give you, in the upper area here, a summary of both the health of all of the rooms, but also how those rooms are being used. So how many meetings are taking place? Are those meetings having a good experience? Are people having good call quality? Or are they reporting problems? Or can we just sense problems? We can look through our call analytics to see if there's background noise or jitter or other problems, networking issues that are happening there that are causing people to have a not super high fidelity meeting. We'll summarize that here and drill you down into our analytics and reporting pages, scope just to that room to get a sense of what may need addressing. From here, I can also do all of my config management. If I need to reboot a remote device or I want to make settings changes, I can do that here as well. So any of our Teams room settings, I can come in here and change password, change any of my account information, any of the settings for the meeting experience itself would be done here. We're also now partnering with the Intune team, or now the Endpoint Manager team, to provide one click from this device into the Endpoint Manager portal to let me manage the Windows components of that device. So if I need to update firmware or apply a patch or update the MTR software itself, I can do that by using the Intune portal. And we'll provide cross-links between. So if I choose my single pane of glass to be Endpoint Manager, and I find that I want to make a Teams settings change, from there I can deep link into this portal and make my Teams settings change. Over time, that integration will get even closer. So what we'd love to have down the road is that I can take some of those actions that are Windows-based actions directly from this portal, and this can become my single pane of glass for room management. So here we also show all of the peripherals that are connected, if those are up to date, if they're healthy and connected well, and give you a sense of any issues that we may have in that room. The room will also report activity that's been happening, so I can look at the number of meetings and who scheduled them. We're working with our camera partners to provide people counting. So many of our camera partners now report to us on the device how many people they're seeing in the room at any given time It's not identity, it's just people counting. We're not doing anything yet that's meaningful with that data, but we're going to begin to populate this portal with that information. So now, in addition to the health of the system, you'll be able to see how well utilized the room is. Are you making good use of the physical space that you have? And you'll also see a history of any changes that may have been made, whether they were done on device by a local kind of AV integrator or AV support person at the company, or if they were done in the portal. You'll be able to track any changes. So if something does go wrong, you can go back and see what may have changed. So again, this capability will be launching late this year and growing enormously throughout the course of next year. We're really excited about this. We think this is going to kind of remove a lot of that pain that we've had with customers that have grown significantly. So Microsoft with 4,500 rooms, we really invested a lot in building Microsoft-specific tools. Our goal is to make that just a key part of the platform that every customer gets. Now, earlier in the week, you also heard about our Microsoft Managed Rooms product, our service offering. That is in addition to this. So if you want to manage the rooms yourself, you'll have all of the capability right here in the portal. If you would like someone else, Microsoft, to do that for you, we will make that available as well. So all of this configuration and monitoring and alerting would actually go to a Microsoft service. We will correct anything that we can correct remotely, and for everything else, we'll be able to open a ticket that allows somebody on site, either an integrator that works through us or somebody local within your own enterprise, to go in and make those changes to fix something that requires physical access to the device. And lastly, I wanted to talk about Surface Hub and Teams Rooms. So both are fantastic products for making meetings inclusive and supporting collaboration and communication in rooms. But until now, we've not really worked well together when both devices are deployed in the same space. Nor have we been really clear about when each device is appropriate. So we are now online offering a room configuration tool that will outline all of the possibilities for different room shapes and sizes, and when it makes sense to use a Surface Hub based on the types of activities you do in that room, or if you should use an MTR, or if you should use both. And one of the things we're going to do to make that I want to use both even better is to build what we're calling coordinated join. So now if I have a room system and I have a Surface Hub, maybe hung on the wall for whiteboarding, with one touch when I walk into that room, I can touch either the join button on the Surface Hub or on the MTR console, and both devices will join into that meeting. Like we do with proximity join, we're going to make sure that audio is treated correctly so we don't create a feedback loop and that annoying howling sound. The Surface Hub generally will be turned with audio and video off, where the room system will take over the AV for the event. The whiteboard then becomes the responsibility of Surface Hub. So now I've got a great digital whiteboard and a great front of room experience with my gallery. What we'll work on shortly after that is for the Surface Hub like we show here on a cart, based on proximity, if I join by bringing that Surface Hub into my room, so it's maybe a Surface Hub that we share in an open space, if I bring that into a conference room and get it close to an MTR, we'll provide that same proximity-based join experience. So the two devices will be very aware of each other and provide a good coordinated experience. So I hope what we learned today is that MTRs and Surface Hubs can really make collaboration and communication available in every conference room space. Every room deserves a Teams room system. And the best part, we're trying to make it a little more affordable today. So by using this code, MSIgnite19, and if you go to the website I mentioned before, office.com or aka.ms/teamsdevices, enter that code and we'll have a 20% off of all of our certified peripherals and phones. So with that, I want to say thank you, and thank you to James and Christian for the portions that they delivered today, and we'll be here for questions as well.